Whiskey Roundtable, we are your hosts.
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Ba-dum-bum. Happy Friday the 13th, guys.
Yes,
Happy Friday
yes.
the Whoa!
It is Friday.
I saw your hair, maybe.
I know. Steven did so good. I love it.
I was going to say, Halloween ain't for a couple weeks.
Yeah, suck it.
So,
I'm out.
hopefully nobody has paraskevidekatriophobia because,
I was worried about that.
yeah,
Yeah, what is that?
Is that like a freak?
the fear of Friday the 13th.
There you
Yeah.
go. Nice.
All right. Well, if you do and you can't come out, then we will drink your bourbon.
That's
tonight.
right.
That's right.
Hasta Winnebago.
How's everybody's week?
Oh, the week I had today, I mean, it was...
What was it?
No, actually, today was a good day. Not the whole
That
week.
is so funny when you say that. I hope we
Ooh, it's been a bad year this
How
week.
about
bad
you
week
guys?
today. Too funny.
It flew by. I mean, I'm
It
back
is.
to work in like 11, 12
Lots of
hour a
hours.
day, so I'm just like exhausted. I took half a day today, and I think that helped me be more awake. But
Right. I've been busy.
People
Busy,
might have
busy.
noticed that I don't have my computer tonight as usual. I'm going I'm Gregging it with just my phone because
what? You're not wearing underwear either? What?
Oh yeah.
Taking the boys out for a stroll?
Woo!
No, I just I took my computer backpack with me and brought it here, but I failed to put the computer in it. So
That is such a Doug move.
that's
though.
a
You know
Doug
that
move
is.
for sure. Yes.
He's left
I-
his phone here before.
Yeah.
I'm known for being a little
His-
absent-minded about
his,
things
He's
like
lost
that.
his
So,
keys.
His wallet.
How many times?
yeah, well, just about everything that I bring here of some kind has been left here, but you know.
Twice in my life, okay, which really has nothing to do with me, is two of my friends, they got in their car, they were coming from out in Willoughby out to Parma, and they have the push button, you know, with the car, you gotta push,
Right.
you know, boom, 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 this and
The-
that, and have the key fobs and all
Fob start, yeah.
that. So anyhow, they drive all the way out to Parma
From where?
from Willoughby. And they get there. Now, this was two separate times. Same guy. Two separate times. So it came time to leave. The car wouldn't start.
What happened?
And I said, well, where's the keys? And he goes,
Yeah.
they're on the counter in the kitchen.
They were just close enough so the car would
So
start.
the car would start. So now, this
Oh,
happened to
my.
me 2 times in a year.
It doesn't
I-
beep or something as
No.
soon as you start
No.
getting out of range?
No.
Or, oh, okay.
So I had to drive them 2 separate times. They were together. Both times it happened. One drove one time, other one drove the other time. I had to drive all the way from Parma to Willoughby, all the way back to Parma, all the way home.
Well, that's definitely something I could do.
So
I
it
could-
ain't so
I
bad
could
about
see
the
myself
laptop.
doing that at some point.
I would never want one of those
Yeah.
key fobs just for
I
that
would never
reason.
do that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's just what you get these days on a lot of models.
Right.
You don't have a choice. But anyway, at least I don't know. Maybe if you buy them new, there is a choice. I don't know.
I don't know.
But most cars today, I think,
I
have
don't
the
think that's
fobs.
happening.
But,
I think it's a bad idea.
yeah.
It is a bad idea.
Greg, what show is this tonight?
This is our 28th show.
Yeah, you're in the ballpark. This is our 30th
Oh.
Whiskey Round Table
Look at
show.
you.
This
I almost
year.
said 31. believe it or
Yeah.
not, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I think I'm in the
You're in
20s.
the ballpark there. That's very good. Very good.
Alright.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
is
so-
the year gone? Really?
I
mean,
don't know.
It's just crazy. I mean, it's almost November. You just asked about Thanksgiving.
We're
This
doing
is
Halloween
nuts.
stuff. It is Hallow Whiskey Month, and we've got some tonight. Obviously not, but I think we're going to round out the month with a couple, 3 good Halloween themed offerings for everybody's enjoyment, and yeah. So, but yeah, it's almost Wild Turkey Month, and then
Right.
it's before you know it, we're in the last couple shows of the year. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But hopefully everybody will be there with us for all those shows. I think we're doing, other than holiday weeks, I think, at least as far as my schedule, I think I'm basically in as far as I know. I don't I'm not going to be missing any weeks other than holiday weeks. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
All right. What do we got on the scroll, kids?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I was just going to ask you real quick before we go there. What are you smoking, G?
yeah.
I am smoking my 660 Full Maduro Ecuadorian Honduran cigar, which is my line, the Whiskey Roundtable cigar, 660.
Nice.
Those are nice.
Very
Those are
nice.
They
And
smell wonderful.
I have a Hawaiian Breeze vanilla cigar. You smelled that too earlier, you said.
Yeah, it
It
smells
smells so
incredible.
good.
Of course, I like vanilla, but it's got that nice vanilla smell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's an artificial smell, but that's really nice.
Yeah, and I thought it would go
They-
good with bourbon. That's why I
Yeah.
picked
They
the vanilla.
they are very as far as structure of the cigar and the aroma is very close to Drew Estates. Like your
Close to what?
Drew Estates cigars.
Drew
line.
Estates.
Oh, this one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have the Javas, they have the shoot, what's the other? I can't even think off the top of my head. But anyway, nothing to see here. Move along.
Great. All right.
But you asked who was on the scroll, so we
Oh, yes.
have,
Scroll time.
after a long-awaited absence, Booker Boggs is out there,
Booker Boggs is here.
What's up,
All
Booker?
right.
and she's calling you Commando Doug because you know you said you're going to go like Greg without your drawers. So,
I got my drawers on.
and we have cousin Phil, woodworker
Cousin Phil, master
extraordinaire.
woodworking craftsman. All right, Phil.
And here he is again, chilling with some Russell's Reserve 10
Oh
year.
my goodness. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Oh my
Man
God.
of mystery, this guy, you know?
Man, mystery. I think of Austin Powers. And we got Up North Rob.
Up north, Rob. What's up, dog?
Oh, well,
Up north,
we got to do. All right, Rob.
Jen says she started early at a girl.
All right,
With
we
some
like that.
E.H. Taylor barrel proof.
Ah.
Oh,
But oh, go ahead. I was gonna
no. I was just going to say, a couple months ago we had a fire in the backyard, and with some
on
couple of
purpose or
friends.
accident?
on purpose. This
Okay.
was a purposeful fire, and we drank some E.H. Taylor small batch, and it's one of my favorite American whiskeys I've ever had. And so it was so good, we drank it all in one night, and I had to go get some more. So I got a couple more bottles. So yeah, but E.H. Taylor is great.
Oh, she.
Greg,
is-
what's your thoughts on the E.H.?
I've had a lot of the different E.H. Taylors, and I don't think I've ever had one that I didn't like. So at one point when we were doing a lot of traveling, me and Karen, when Naomi was in Boston, we were down in Delaware and all these different states. But we found this big. It was the town where they did the movie. Shoot, what was the guy that stabbed everybody?
Oh,
Friday the 13th
Oh, that's when
or
she was in
Halloween?
Philly. Yeah, that was. I was in my glory. It
Yeah, what town was that?
Voorhees County,
Oh,
and the town was Haddonfield, and it was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
is that where? Who are you saying then the stabber?
Jason.
Jason.
No,
Jay-
I'm
yeah.
sorry, not
Yeah.
Jason. Michael
Mike
Myers.
Oh, Michael Myers, right.
Okay, and that
So-
fits into the
So
the
we're
October theme.
so they had this huge liquor store there, this huge like a Total Wines or something. I don't
It was
remember
Cherry Hill.
Cherry
close to
Hill or
there,
something
yeah.
or whatever. But anyway, long story short, we pulled in there and we were just killing time. And she was all giddy. She's like, "Turn around! I would get the pictures of the
I wanted the
thing and everything
signs.
else." It was pretty cool, right?
She's
And
so into all
he
that.
had no freaking clue.
Yeah, I
he
know.
did not know
Listen.
like why I was
Listen.
all like.
If I could dig Michael Myers up, I'd have left you there. But anyway, so.
That's my boy, Michael Myers. I
Oh
love me
my
some
gosh.
Michael Myers.
So I went in there and they had E.H. Taylors. At that point, they had only put out anywhere from 4 to 6 different E.H. Taylor bottles. Now they have 15, almost 20 bottles, different bottles. oats and all this other crazy stuff.
Are those the ones that come in the round?
Yes, yes, containers.
containers,
Right.
okay.
So
It's very.
So I
I
had-
don't know. The small batch, I think, is
I
just
had
incredible.
the single. I had the rye. I had the barrel.
Yeah.
I had shoot. I can't. I had 5 different bottles, 5 or 6 different bottles, and we ended up drinking them all except for one.
Look at you.
Yeah. No, I just I discovered that's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. And then other than that, Wild Turkey. What was it?
13 years.
Russell's Reserve 13 year?
No, it was a Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Select 6-year. That's
Oh.
the one that I rated.
Like
one
almost
of my
a 5,
highest.
like,
yeah,
yeah.
one of my highest scores on the show so far.
I think that's available. No.
Yeah, I you know what? I need to look for it. I need to see if I can just get it and buy it so I have some.
I'm almost positive it's on the show.
Yeah, I will do that. So, all right. So, should we take a little ride on the bottle can to see,
Oh, sure.
just to emphasize what we're going to be talking about tonight?
Jennifer, just she wants
Yeah.
to jump in on the
Okay.
E.H. Taylor. I think this is E.H. Taylor because I'm not really sure, but she says she enjoys the 4-grain. Is that?
That's okay. The 4-grain. So that
That's
was
another
that's a
one, I
newer
think.
product.
Yeah,
That's a newer. Now the 4-grain has been out for probably 4 years. So that's one. Like again, back in the day, they only put out like 4 or 5 bottles, and then it took off, and now there's like all these bottles. You know, there's a 4-grain is
Right.
one of them exactly. One of the newer products, if you
Yeah.
will.
I'm looking forward to trying some more of them. I know the small batches that I have just been outstanding. I mean, it checks all my boxes as far as American whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
All right.
bottle cam. What are we doing this
Here we
week?
go. Yeah, let's take a look and we'll be right back.
Yeah, let me see.
All right, we
All
are
right.
back.
Yeah. All right.
So yes, we were supposed to do this last week, but we helped out. A friend of ours had a clam bake, so
Yeah.
we
Hey,
couldn't
you got to
make
do
it,
what
so-
you got to do.
Yeah. So and
Yeah, it
I
was
know
fun.
you said you wanted to try this anyway.
Yes.
So
Yes. So.
see, things worked out.
Right, right. No, I'm excited to try this. And I'm excited to try next week's and all the weeks coming up as far as what we've got on the schedule. So
Yeah, I got to get the.
it's all
website
good.
to
It's
you.
all good, yeah. All right, so Karen, you
All
gonna
right, yeah.
tell us about this one?
I will jump
Yeah.
right in. This
Okay.
is American Highway Reserve Batch 1.
Wow.
Yeah, so it has the, I don't know if you call it slogan, but it says, Made in America, Made in Kentucky, aged across America.
Okay.
I kind of blew that,
Right.
didn't I? You know, I can't tell jokes either. So the reason why it got that name is because they actually put 90 barrels on a 53-foot trailer, a semi.
Right, yeah.
And then they called it the Rolling Rickhouse. And it escorted Brad Paisley's 2019 tour all around the country, on coast to coast.
Brad Paisley. So this is another
He's
celebrity whiskey.
another
yeah.
celebrity whiskey. And he does, not only did it follow his tour, but he did have some input working with Bardstown to actually make the final product after the tour was over.
That's never bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Can
you know
you
what?
imagine? Yeah.
I like Brad. I think
Learn to play the guitar
Yeah.
so we
Yeah,
can get
he's-
some.
That's it.
incredible player and singer.
I was a
I
drum
mean,
player back in the day.
He's pretty talented. So
Plus, he even showed up to the Browns training camp one year, which is
He
God,
did?
God bless his heart. Don't even get me started
Oh,
on
my-
Deshaun.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, back to whiskey.
Yeah.
So this was a tour in 2019, and he crossed 25 states. It went a total of 7,300, over 7,300 miles.
Wow.
I'm not sure of the time frame. I did not grab that, but it went through the deserts. It went through wintry mountains. It went through all of that. But they were able to keep the temperature in the trailer pretty stagnant. So the average temperature 93.5.
I was gonna say it must have been a summer tour. If 93 was the average,
Yeah.
fairly warm. I don't probably about what you would get in a summer in Kentucky.
Well,
though, but-
if that container is completely closed, I bet you that those probably seen some pretty high temperatures.
I would bet if it's a steel, typical semi
Right.
without refrigeration, and it's just the sun's beating down on it, and anyway, that whiskey at least probably it's certainly got its fair of.
I mean, I'm no distiller, but I would say that sat out in the sun. I mean, you probably want to at nighttime put the refrigerator to it, so to say. But who knows what it was? If it was just in a trailer or just a steel box container, who the hell knows?
Well, and you know how picky you are when you come to cooking, when it comes to cooking.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't open the oven. So, I can imagine that the trailer,
Oh, yeah.
I would assume the trailer stayed closed the whole time. So, it didn't get a chance to, I don't know, breathe is the
Right.
word. So probably kept it.
Somebody on that tour probably had that job to worry about the whiskey, so I'm sure they had some knowledge and they did
Yeah,
the
I'm
best they could to ventilate it at night or whatever, just so that
Yeah, I'm sure they just didn't fill them up and throw them in there. I'm sure there
No,
was a
I'm
whole
sure
process.
they
But-
thought about how to best manage it.
Right.
So anyway, but yeah. Anyway, this is really interesting. It's a little bit like the Jefferson's
Jefferson's.
Oceans concept, right?
Yeah, that's
It's-
exactly what I was going to
it's
say.
just all the-
But on the highway,
Sloshing around, right?
So Jack bottles, what do they call that? It's the someone here, or is that the dogs about ready to
Voyages.
kill each other? They call them the Voyages.
Yeah.
So they do have a route. They do have another one. This is the first batch, but they do have another one, and each one that comes out, I don't know how often they're going to come out. They call them routes.
Okay.
So these are called routes.
This is Route 1.
This is the very first one.
Yeah.
I believe it came out in 2021.
Right.
Did
November
you get
2021,
this?
I think
What?
was the release.
Did you get this?
no,
bottle?
you got that. We were together, but when you picked that, I don't remember where we got it from, but me and you were together. It was somewhere local around here. But,
Oh, okay.
you know, but you-
Oh no.
It's not. It's kind of well. We'll get to that, but I mean, it's not easy to find. Not real easy, but it is obtainable, and it's a little more rare than I thought.
You know what? I didn't
We
check
got this.
OHLQ.
We got this in Ohio. I'm
Did we?
almost positive we did.
Um,
Go ahead.
what was I gonna say? Shoot! I lost my train of thought. It's okay.
Go ahead. No.
But so anyway, they claim the title of the first bourbon that's been aged on the road. Some of you may have say, well, what about Whistle Pig's Roadstock Rye? Because that one went on a 6,000-mile journey.
What is that called again? I'm sorry.
This one is called American Highway Reserve. So, I don't know. I guess they just, were the first one to come out with the name. But
Yeah.
Whistle Pig does do their own Roadstock Rye. And just, it's kind of cool that it went on tour with Brad Paisley and all
Yeah.
of that. But,
yeah.
not all the barrels
Not all of it went,
were
right.
aged on the road. Only about a quarter of
Some-
the blend
yeah.
is coming from the road aged
Exactly.
barrels. So,
Anyway, but still, it's interesting concept.
yeah. So the rest, again, this Bardstown was involved. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously. So
They know a little bit.
What I found interesting is that, what were you going to say?
It looks like it was released in Ohio just for a one-time thing because it's
Oh,
not
really?
available. It's on Ohio Liquor. It's a $100 bottle.
$100. Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
that was it was just
Yeah.
one of those first-time releases, so to say, by Bardstown for sure. Supplier Bardstown Bourbon Company LLC. Okay, move along, kids. Let's go.
No, you're good. So one of the reviews that I saw online, the person that was reviewing it said that it reminded them of Highway West's Rendezvous Rye and Double Rye. So I think you like Rendezvous Rye and the double rye from High West, correct?
Correct.
So
This is a straight bourbon, but do you know what the mash bill? Or are you
I
going to tell
do.
us? Okay.
I do.
All right. Well, we'll see.
So Greg, just to kind of like expand on what you have, this is only sold, or this batch was sold in 21 states. I can't believe Ohio was one of them, but it was. And it is a 96 proof.
Okay.
And they are making one. Well, they made one. It went on tour with Brad Paisley in his summer 2021 tour, and it came out in June of 2022. That one, I think, is 98 proof, so a little bit more. What's unique about this one is it has 4 mash bills. It's a blend of four different mash bills. So the first one is 28% 3-year-old bourbon, which is made up of 71% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley.
Okay.
The second is a 25% 3-year-old bourbon, 25% of this bottle is a 3-year-old bourbon that consists of 60% corn, 36% rye, so a lot of high rye in that one,
Right.
Yeah.
and 4% malted barley. And then 24% of this bottle is made up of a 13-year-old bourbon,
All right.
Okay.
which is 74% corn, 18% barley, and 8% malted barley. And then the last one it makes up 23%. So basically, they divided it up a quarter of each of these.
Basically, yeah.
23% of it is a 15-year-old bourbon.
All right.
And that one comes in at 78.5% corn, 13%.
Like that corn whiskey.
I'm telling you, 13% rye and 8.5% malted barley.
So it's pretty standard bourbon. Each of those is not, super high rye, right? About what you would expect. So. But,
and I like a high rye. That's
yeah.
something I think is, to me, it takes the
Yeah.
edge off. I don't know if that's true or not for anybody else, but
Well, it's usually rye is usually drier and spicier, but like you said, and wheat is usually softer and rounder. But I'm with you. I like the rye. I like the higher rye bourbons. That's just me. Right?
let's see. Oh, I'm sorry.
I like the high rise. I like the not so high rise, so to say. It's
Just what you're in the mood.
yeah. Some rise tend to be real hot, so to say.
Yeah, right.
And but I do like a good rye. When we do a lot of good ryes,
Yes.
and some of them are, obviously they're all different. But
Yeah.
I agree with you, Doug. I agree with that.
All right.
All right, that's what I got, kids. You got anything else you
Okay.
want to mention about this one?
No, I'm just wondering if
Anxious to-
did we know what everybody else was drinking out there?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
have.
think-
I am so sorry. We
Yeah.
have. Phil was doing his Russell's Reserve again. Jen started out with her
Yes.
E.H. Taylor,
Oh,
but
that's right.
she said she switched up. She switched up to
'Cause she can.
Willet Barrel Proof.
Oh, okay.
Wow, and she got the 2003 Little Book.
2003.
And I got the 2023.
Right.
Time gets away from me. I can't help
I
it.
just passed that bottle up out of New York for retail, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
She said she went to a new product tasting at the distillery and she actually hung out with Fred and Freddie.
Awesome.
Oh my God. Well,
You have
have
to
to-
save that story.
yeah,
for,
you got to come on the show and talk about that. Okay.
And Rob Up North is having Buffalo Trace Single Barrel, one of your favorites.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where'd you get that single,
Rob.
Rob? What the hell, man?
Did you steal it from them? No, just kidding.
I hook my boy up. He hooks me up. I hook
He
him up.
always hooks you up. He comes
Always
and
does.
shares
Killing me.
good
Killing
stuff. All right. So are we ready to?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Dive
we
into
are,
this.
We are. I'm so busy drinking out of my other glass over here.
Rob said it was a gift from Big G.
Ah, thanks, buddy. Wait till Christmas.
Such a nice
Ooh,
guy.
does that smell wonderful?
Again, this is a 96 proof. Probably a 4-char, you think?
Yeah, I would say 4-char. It's fruity.
It's got a good amount of color. It's kind of in the, I would say, the typical American whiskey zone.
I'm gonna say a little bit of sweet corn in there.
Definitely, yeah, definitely get corn.
I get a little ethanol, but nothing terrible.
Nothing strong. No, I think it's
It's got like apple or something.
Apricot, or yeah, and
Something.
caramel, apricot.
I agree with you on the apple.
Yeah,
It's kind of. I mean, I'm smoking a cigar, but it's kind of dry to the nose.
it
For me.
is. It is,
Agree with that too.
Smells wonderful.
but it does.
It's kind of like a sweeter smell to
Yeah,
me.
it almost reminds me of a weeded bourbon, believe it or not.
It's getting better.
Which is interesting because none of the mash bills contain wheat.
No, right,
No,
exactly. But it's got that sweetness.
Yeah,
to it.
it does. It does have a sweeter smell to it.
It's a nose that says "drink me" for sure.
It is pleasant. I will say that. So
yeah, that has that nice.
it's kind of drawing me in, and I'm ready to try it.
Yeah, let's get the nose. Let's get the nose.
So the nose from the American Highway website says it is sweet and spicy with notes of caramel, cinnamon, and plenty of oak character.
I would say the cinnamon as well.
Do you get cinnamon off of that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that
They're
dry.
kinda-
That's
and I think
dry
that blends
spice.
pretty well with the corn. Is kind of giving probably that sweetness, so to say. But it's definitely. I mean, you get that sweet corn. You know, but
I definitely get the light fruit, the apricot. You
Yeah.
said apple. I'm getting apricot, but yeah.
Yeah, I think this.
Nice.
I
I just hope that the palate is as good as it smells.
And
No, it does. It does. It's very inviting.
so
I
what,
like it. That's always a great sign, right?
Right, right.
what did you give me to pregame with? Because you mentioned that was dry on the nose too.
What I gave you originally was Presidential Hancock.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm trying. I always compare because
Right.
I don't know. I would say it is equal on the dryness
Okay,
to
Makes
to
sense.
what that was.
sure,
Yep.
sure.
All right. Well, you guys keep talking. I'm going
All right.
in.
Are we
All
going
right,
in?
let's do it.
All right.
I like to throw that first one away. Oh wow.
It's smooth. It's not harsh at all.
No, it's very wow. You know what I get? It's like candy bar. It's the closest thing I can think of was a long time ago, Greg. We did something called Grandma's Candy Dish.
Right,
Grandma's
right,
Candies.
right,
It's got a little bit of that. I mean, it's just like vanilla cream or toffee.
Definitely vanilla.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely vanilla.
See, I picked the right cigar.
yeah. No, that's. I would like to think that's the contribution from those barrels that sloshed around in the 93-degree heat throughout a whole summer of touring. Because
True
you'd
that.
expect that would get a lot of that character out of the wood.
So I'm so glad you do that because I always have pictures to share with you. I actually grabbed a picture off the American Highway website
Oh,
where you
nice.
can actually see the map, like Jefferson's.
Right, yeah.
You can actually see the map of where the truck went. It looks like It stopped in Cleveland, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, of course he would go to Cleveland.
But it looks like it went as far north as St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Went down to the deserts.
No, Wisconsin though, Rob.
No, it did.
Oh, it did?
It did. It looks like it went to Milwaukee.
All right, Rob.
All right. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So you can kind of see where it traveled, and although he didn't have any concert stops in the Rocky Mountains, it did go through there. So and then he was all through Appalachia. So and then you see the deserts in Nevada. So I had to show that because I always forget to show my pictures.
No, that's good. Yeah. Anything else? You guys on the taste side of this? I mean,
I get that sweetness. I'm telling you, I get that corn forward, but it's very pleasurable, and the dryness of the oak. I get menthol.
I get a little leather in a good way though. Not
I was going to say the same thing. Yes.
like in a good way. That's all I can describe it. So
What was she wearing? What type?
Whips. you know.
Tight black leather.
It
and
is Halloween.
Yeah.
No, but I agree with that. There's like something about. I'm going to age myself. You would walk into like the Wilson's leather shop at the mall.
Yeah, Wilson's. There you go.
And you kind of smelled that new leather
I still
that was
have
just
a full-length leather jacket I got at Wilson's.
I kinda-
1989.
You still have it? I bet it's
Yes, I
worth
do.
something.
Oh.
But I get a little bit of that as well. What about you, Greg? What are you getting on the?
There's something in there I keep trying to pull out. It's you know what? I'll be honest with you. It's a good drink.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
There's something in there that I'm trying to pick it up, but I can't pick it up. But
No, this is a. I mean, what'd you say? It's $100.
It is
$199.99.
I mean, it's in the class. I mean,
I would say it
it's
drinks
punching
very
up
close to
its-
$100.
Yeah, exactly. It's punching up to its.
And I'm
price point.
surprised. I really am.
Yeah,
I'm
me
surprised.
too. Me too. When you.
You know,
So let me ask you a question. We had another country artist's
right?
bourbon or whiskey. I don't know if
Right.
you want to mention it.
I'm not going to mention the name, but definitely that came from Nort as well. It definitely
Didn't have the depth.
well,
Or-
it totally drinks like a standard Jameson. It's I shouldn't say that.
It's
I'm just
American
saying that-
whiskey, but you.
But
think
it's
kind
more
it's
kind of
more
got
like
the
an
Irish side of it of that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't remember what the bottle costs, but it's something that I would share with some of my friends. I don't think it's anything terrible, but it's on the lighter side compared to this.
Yeah.
This has got a lot more depth in it. Plus, I think that's more like a 3 char. That's a
I
heavier
would
char,
agree. Yep.
and that's a
But remember that
that's a good product right there.
you're gonna pick up a lot more color if you're sloshing
Sure.
around for a whole summer. But again, that was a quarter of the total.
A
That was
quarter,
on
yeah.
there.
Just 90 barrels made up a quarter of the full batch.
I think
So that's-
30,000 bottles was the total release.
Probably that makes sense.
Right.
Sure.
So anyway, it's a fair amount. I mean, this should be obtainable, and I would say it's worth the money.
I think for the first
Yeah.
run out,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
for the first run out,
I totally agree with that.
I'd buy that bottle.
Yeah.
I think I did, but I'd buy it again.
Okay, Brad. Brad Paisley, good job.
Yeah, you always worry about like the celebrity-based
Well,
bourbons and whiskeys.
I've had a lot of early on, with Frank Payne and some other members of the community, if you will. But they were paying $200-$300, $100, and they were all like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And I was like, "Oof." What do you think, G? I'm like,
That's okay.
fantastic.
Really?
Meanwhile, I'm on the way home.
You
going,
want your
"Ugh,
usual self?
ugh."
Usually, you're just like lay it out on the line.
But there was a lot of things, and it's I've
Greg's
come
kind of sensitive.
I am, but I want
comes to
I want what I want, and
No,
I like you know, I'm very hard on distillers that don't.
Say that again. You're very.
Very hard on distillers.
Oh, okay.
So you know, and one of my favorite distillers, sometimes I MF them every once in a while. They actually reached back out to me. This was about a year ago. They were giving me. They were not happy with what I said, but I don't care. I told the truth. It is what it is. But
I might guess that one.
But this is probably my first celebrity bottle that I enjoy.
I would say that I don't know if we had talked about this, but Bourbon Bob was here one night and he shared a celebrity bottle of scotch,
Correct.
and that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was. I
That
don't
was.
know if you were here, Doug. It might
I don't
have
know if
been
Doug
when
was
he
here or
was
not.
filling in for you when you
Doesn't
were
ring a
on
bell for me, but
vacation. But
yeah,
he had bought
celebrity
it for his
scotch,
wife.
I might remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was very awesome. So let me get back to this bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys ready to hear what
Yeah,
the
let's-
palate notes are?
I would just say, and then I would say
telling
the
you, it's
finish
wonderful.
is very dry, a little
Look at the
pep-
legs on that
a
thing.
little bit of
I know.
peppery. Does
Beautiful.
anybody get something like some kind of like rolls or something on the finish? I
I get no bread roll
I get something
flavor at all.
Okay. What
Do
do you
you?
guys?
Do you get any of that?
No, I don't. I get the cinnamon. A little bit of the baking spice. There's some. I get menthol, if you will.
I'm
I
gonna
get the dryness. I get the vanilla. I keep looking for the caramel, but I can't. It isn't happening today.
I got total like candy bar though, like
But it's
I'm gonna
it's
say
sweet
something
though.
like a
in the
Milky
notes.
Way
Sweetness. What's
or
that?
almond joy or some kind of not almond. Well, it's almond. Yeah, almond joy. I don't know. Some
Coconut?
kind of
All right.
not the coconut. That's Mounds, right?
Gotcha.
I don't get coconut.
What
but
do
it's
you-
just
what do you
like
got?
Almond and chocolate. I don't know.
All right. What do you got?
On the palate, bright bursts of apricot, cinnamon, and a rich dark chocolate and leather.
Okay.
Did we leather?
Leather.
Oh my god,
Leather, not pleather.
not leather. No.
A rush of caramel chews, toffee, vanilla cream, a wave of rice spice, Heath bar, toffee, Heath bar.
Yeah, chocolate
Greg.
and toffee. You basically.
So
got
the believe it or not, the first time I tried it, and I probably tried it 4 more times to get it back, is I will tell you that the first thing that came to mind before the prominent of the corn was, the first thing I thought was what is it, the Werther's.
Oh yeah, chocolate. The
Yes.
candy.
The candy.
The
wrap-
Russia caramel chew.
But I was
yeah.
like, but I got it on the first run, but I keep drinking it. I kept drinking it to get it back, and I couldn't get it back. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say it, but I probably should have just said it.
No,
But that's what I
fine.
came. But
that's
that's what I came up with. So, and I said it's sweet, blah blah blah. But you know, I
Yeah.
just had that. What do they call that? Werther's original.
Werther's. Yeah.
Well, there's
The
original.
first thing I got right out of the gate, besides the
Well,
corn.
yeah, it's definitely. That's why I said the candy bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
But I couldn't. If I can't taste it at least twice, I'm not going to pull. I'm not going to pull it.
But you notice all the other things we talked about: spice,
Yeah.
leather. So all that balances the sweet notes that you get. It's just really well. Anyway, we'll get into our scoring here in a sec. But
Yeah.
it's good. It's.
What else we got, kids?
Also, they say pipe tobacco. Is that anything you were trying to
I
pull
was
out on
thinking
the
of that.
palate?
I was thinking that, but I didn't know if it's
No.
what I'm smelling from you guys or.
That's man.
I thought about tobacco, but I didn't say it. But anyway.
That's got a lot of stuff. It's nice.
Finish. Complex flavors sit warmly on the palate. You could tell this is like from their website. Leading to a long, ringing finish.
It was a long finish.
I would agree. I would agree with you, but it was long, not in a hot or ethanol-y
No,
way.
but I
But
couldn't-
it stays. You taste it.
I couldn't get. I mean, that's why I kept hitting the bottle. Probably after the show I will be, but anyway. I kept drinking it. I cleansed my palate a couple of times. I'm just trying to get it reorganized. I purposely didn't touch a cigar. And I should, it is what it is, and I'm okay with it because at the end of the day, it's one of the better products that I've ever had from a celebrity.
We pre-gamed with a lot of good whiskey
Sure, we
here.
do.
To
We
me,
do.
this is better than anything we pre-gamed with, and it stands up to its price point.
I agree.
No problem.
So another, I like to get comparison notes too, and I also from somewhere else I picked up the sweeter flavors found in the palate taper off. They reveal a savory leather, a peppery oak, a pretzel bun. I know you mentioned bread.
I did on the finish. Right?
While you're doing that, slight rye spice moves in, and the finish lingers for a nice amount of time, which I think we said that as
Mother,
well.
may I?
Hand it over to I was just going to hand you the bottle. Sorry, kids.
No, you're
Sorry,
good.
watchers. I apologize.
You're good. Hey, do your thing. That's what live stuff is all about.
All right. Well, I'm going to put this bottle away because I have a buddy of mine coming next week, and I'm sure he'll want to try this.
What?
And
What?
if he likes it well enough, and he can take it home.
No, that's fine. Okay. Wow.
I was
So-
going to read the, let's see. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Jen, you have a bottle of what? Do you have a bottle of this? She says, I have a bottle of this.
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
sure what she was referring to. Not sure if there are a lot of bottle variations. She hated it.
Oh
what? What did you hate? I don't know what you're talking about.
Jen. What do you mean?
She said the only celebrity whiskey, you must be talking about this then, Jen, I guess, because you said the only celebrity whiskey that you like is Bob Dylan's Heaven's Door.
And I've really not had that one. I've avoided it because
There was a
I just have avoided that one. I've never. Maybe that's one we should do on the show, but I haven't really.
So Bob Dylan's his first products that came out, he had a red label and a blue label, and if I remember correctly, the blue label was which was a good drink. As a matter of fact, I know I have the bottle
You've
put
had
away.
it. You've had it, right?
Yeah, but I have also had two of his specialty ones that come in the casket, if you will, and I didn't. And those were like a couple $100. That I was with Ralph. We went to
Sidecar.
Sidecar, and we went. I called Ralphie when he lived around the corner from me, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Not much, figuring it out." I said, "Get dressed. Let's go. I'm almost to your driveway." So I picked him up, and we shot out to Madison, and which is like a friggin' hour ride. And so Frank Payne had two of those Dylan casket
Heaven's
bottles,
Door.
Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was. I think they were like $200-300 each.
What?
And I tell you what, I'd rather drink that blue label all day long compared to that big dollar.
Okay, well-
So, but anyway, I remember Jen when we were Rob and you both. We were drinking the Penelope, and you both couldn't. You didn't like it. This and that. Rob brought me that bottle. And I went ahead and I took a shot glass of water to it, and I let it sit for a couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what, it was. I told Rob, I said, man, that was one. Because the bottle that we did was a good bottle.
It was decent.
But
yeah.
I understand, because when I tried it, it had that almost like a moldiness taste.
Yep.
And I was like, whoa.
Wait,
So,
moldiness?
yeah, it almost has that moldiness smell. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
I mean, like super grassy, super earthy,
mold, but decaying.
Yeah, so I went ahead. And I took a shot glass of spring water in there, or distilled water. No, I think it was spring water, and I threw that in there, and I let it sit. And this is the best place to store. So I brought it out, and Rob came in, and a couple weeks later, and he's like, well, whatever. And I said, here's that bottle. It drinks like $1 million. And I said, I'm going to drink it.
And it was totally
And
different.
Rob brought me his bottle. So at that one point, and then when he came back, I said, dude, it's a great bottle. But I understand things. Listen, distilling is science. It's like making wine. It's craziness, all that stuff. You're always at some point you're always going to have a not such a good taste bottle.
It's an art and a science.
Sure.
Right. Exactly.
Well, and that's what Jen, I think, was referring to, because she said, not sure if there's a lot of bottle variation, like the
Sure,
Penelope,
absolutely there is.
It could be, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, but I don't know. I mean, you get the impression if it's a blended product, I'm going to think that the composition of every bottle is the same. If it's blended, it's not a single barrel, it's not a small batch. They had their, like Karen, as you said, it was 23% this, 24% this,
Right.
etc. So, and then they created 30,000 bottles, and I think that's probably it. I'm going to guess the bottles are consistent.
So, Jen, let me ask you, do you have batch 1 or do you have route 2? Route 1 or 2? Just, I'm
Good
curious
point.
if it makes a difference, because we are doing the route 1, the very first one. So,
Right, first batch.
I don't know, just asking. Let's see, we have Jose
Jose,
out
Jose,
there.
Jose.
Hey, Padilla.
What's up, buddy?
Yes.
So glad to see him. We haven't seen him
Yeah,
in
we
forever.
haven't-
I think the
That's
last
right.
time I saw him was when we were at Christmas and we were at
Correct.
Cleveland Whiskey. He
Almost a year ago.
he hung out with us. So Jose, you and your wife gotta come on
hang out.
down. Jen said she does have Route 1 and she bought it last year.
Okay.
Wow.
I have her score, but I'm gonna hold it until we
All
actually
right.
do the scoring. And Bourbon Bob joined us. Better late
Bourbon
than
Bob,
never, he
okay.
said. He's drinking Blue Label Double Oak.
He's obviously okay. He's out there. Okay.
All right. So I think I've given you guys some time to think about
Yeah.
your scores. What do you think?
Yep.
Greg, are you
I
ready
know-
to
yes.
chime in?
I'm going with the 4.
Woo! Right out of the gate, baby.
You know why I'm laughing, okay?
I
You
know.
know why I'm
You
laughing.
going with the 4 too?
Your score is
Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let me just say it. It's a 4. He and I always.
We are always very
I
close.
thought,
Yeah, we're
I thought
close
long
pal.
about it, and I said, "No, this is a 4."
You
I
can
wanna-
always pick a little bit more out than
Yeah.
I can, but I know what I like. So it is
I
what
thought
it is.
I want to vote. When I get home tomorrow, I'm gonna order this.
Hey, it's good, man. It's
That's
good.
what I.
That's
That's what I
good.
said, and I happen to like Brad Paisley, so that doesn't
There you
hurt
go.
either. But no, I really like this. This meets my criteria of this
Sure.
is something I would like to have in my collection.
Fits my expectation for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's a great, almost any occasion or around a campfire or whatever.
I like
It's
it.
great, and it's worth the money.
That's why I opened up. I took another run
Yeah.
just to make sure it was still going to taste.
Exactly.
The same. So, but anyway,
that
it's-
leaves
it's
us
good.
with Karen.
Yeah. What do you got, Karen? What you got, Miss Karen?
for the first time in my life, I am agreeing with Greg.
Okay.
And I'm going to give this a 4.0 as well.
Oh
and
my God, we're
A lot of things play into that score, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you hear the celebrity right away, your expectation drops.
This
Mine
is probably
does, at least.
this is probably the most beautiful legs I've ever seen.
Why,
ever.
thank you.
I mean, I know seriously. Look at it's like super consistent.
I
man.
noticed that on the
Unbelievable.
first sip that it was just streaked and very nice. But it is, I'm not, aside from Wild Turkey and a couple of others, I'm not a big bourbon fan.
Mm-hmm.
I like scotches
Mm-hmm.
more. But this is a bourbon that I would say you gotta have.
I agree.
It is $100. It is worth it. It meets the expectation that you would like to have. And I would just like to say, and I know this and Jameson are in Jefferson's,
Yeah.
2 different categories.
2 different styles of I wouldn't say distilling, aging.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 different styles of aging. Exactly.
This is better.
Sure.
I have to admit,
Cool.
this is better than any Jeffersons I've had.
I agree. I agree with that.
So, yeah, good job, Brad. I mean, to whatever extent he had a hand in it, I mean, he like, for a celebrity whiskey, pretty impressed.
It is. It is very,
Well,
very tasty.
You don't a lot of people you talk about different distilleries and different things like that. I always talk about Buffalo Trace because that's most of the products I like. But at the end of the day, Bardstown in the last 4 years has really upped their game. Even
They have.
all their old
They really
products,
have.
which I don't even know if they even do anymore.
They still do Kentucky Gentlemen?
But they do.
I don't think so.
Bardstown does some great products, and they've really upped their game in the last couple years. And everything that I've had from them with a lot of the recent stuff, we're talking anywhere from $100 to almost $200 bottles. Each one is better than the next. Bardstown products. So.
Well, I think is Jen actually? Did she have this tonight or?
I'm trying
she
to
has-
see.
I think for her to get an official score, she has to be drinking.
So
it.
Did she put a little water in there?
Not sure if there is a lot of bottle. I'm reading word for word now. Not sure if there is a lot of bottle variation like the Penelope, but I hated it. Medicinal, bitter, and a really weird finish.
Wow.
I mean, that's so far. Yeah.
I didn't
She-
get any of that.
She poured it back in the bottle and gave it a 1.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
like,
Did she have
that's
any
a great
distilled
question.
water to it or anything?
Jen, when did you try it? Because I would be very curious to kind of understand that. And do you remember when we bought this? When I bought it? I don't even remember who bought it. But
You bought it.
How
I think it was
long
for my
ago?
birthday.
How long
almost
ago
positive
was
it was
this?
for my birthday.
was it?
January.
Well, I know your birthday's in January.
No, I'm just saying.
But
You're
like-
asking me when you bought it.
No,
saying
I know,
January.
but was it like this year, last year? Do you
This year.
This year, okay. So, I'm just curious if it
No, I
matters
just-
if you bought it fresh or you let it sit on your shelf. If it makes a difference.
I say to my, and I'm not being arrogant. I'm just telling
Yeah,
you.
he is.
I think, well, okay, call it what you want to. But at the end of the day, the most expensive stuff I have in the basement is what we drink and what we smoke. And at the end of the day, it's a standard temperature down here. No matter what it is outside, no matter what the humidity is, doesn't matter. Down here, I call it the cold bin because
Like your grandparents.
that people say, well, it's in a bottle, it's not going to age. Trust me. The colder it is, so to say, it's gonna produce a lot better product. So just like the Penelope, Rob gave me his. He's like, I can't drink it, and I tried it, and I was like, ugh. But I went ahead and I added the water to it, and I just let it sit for a couple of weeks, and it came back. And did it change? The flavor, so to say? It did, but it made it at least okay to drink.
Yeah, because at first it was
Right. So
terrible.
Anyway,
but
this is not okay. It's very, very good. I
Yeah.
stand by that. So hey, whatever. I mean, that's part of the fun of whiskey
Amen.
tasting.
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased that this is.
Me too. It's the
Yeah.
best so far. It's the best
I agree.
celebrity whiskey we've done.
I agree.
I
So,
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So,
anyway,
all right.
all right.
So moving on,
Let's
and
move
what
on.
are we? It's time to take a bottle cam look at what we're doing next week.
Jen just has a comment. As
Oh.
long as your seal is good and it's not evaporating or in the sun, the bottle won't change.
That's
So,
true. No, that's true.
Good information. I didn't know. All right, so next week you guys have picked out a real special bottle.
We did.
It's an interesting bottle. It's fits
Me
the Halloween
me and Doug have
theme.
been putting this together.
Yeah, it fits the Halloween theme more by its aberration, I'll call it,
Sure.
than its intended provenance from the distiller. But
It's not what you think.
It's a brand. It's a coveted brand that most people recognize, and on top of that, it's a higher end offering from that brand. And so anyway, we'll take a look and we'll be right back.
So, Greg, do you want to clarify exactly
I think we need to clarify
what we're doing? So, everybody can't wait to get the Blantons and see what horse they got. Of course,
We'll probably
we got
Well, if
one
it was
with no
Blanton's, it
head.
wouldn't be.
just because of the name of Blanton's, we'll probably get a lot of extra viewers.
Yeah, well, yeah, oh yeah.
But
Probably
we better
right.
we
Yeah.
better come clean on what we actually have here.
So,
What'd you do?
I didn't do nothing. Anyway, so a friend of mine, his wife bought him a bottle of Blanton's for, I don't know if it was Christmas or what have you, but anyway, when they opened the box, the head was missing off of the horse racer, if you will.
It's a headless horseman.
So
The
it's a
jockey.
headless horseman. All right. So, long story short, him and a bunch of other people, including myself, we drank that bottle. So
What else you gonna do?
So the Blantons is no more.
the Blanton's is no more. Now I'll be honest with you, and I know that up north knows that this is the truth. So he went ahead and poured some Blanton's into my glass when I was not looking, and it didn't matter. And it's like, I don't know, 20 minutes later, he's like, blah, blah, blah. And I see my glass. I pick up my glass, and it was New Year's Eve. And I took a hit of that Blanton's, and I went, is this Blanton's? And he said, yes. And I turned around and I poured it in his glass. I said, because I had the look on my face like I was going to throw up. Okay, not a fan.
Hey, Big G, that's really quite damn impressive.
Not a fan. But I said, and it was the last of the bottle that me and him shared together. Matter of fact, he was sitting where Karen was, and I was sitting over here. And I was
I
like,
think I
that
was
is
here
that is terrible. So don't ever do that shit again. So anyway, long story short, we kept the bottle, and he's like, Greggy, what are we gonna do with that bottle? I said, we're gonna save it. And actually, I think it was his idea.
I think it was his idea.
And he said, Greggy, what are you gonna do with it? And I said, we'll keep it for the Halloween show. He says, yeah, the headless horseman. So that's where it came up. So we've
Very
been
good.
adding to it. So we made it an infinity bottle. So I can't even tell you one thing that we put in there.
I was gonna ask.
There's probably 50 drinks in
Now-
that bottle.
Can you-
I'm sorry, you've been saving this for months.
Every time we get to a little bit of the bottom of the bottles, if you will, maybe a little bit less than that. But since we're talking, so Jim Beam, one of my favorite products, right here, bro. So anyway,
Right.
we've been putting it in. Now we have basically a full bottle.
Now, and can I just ask, is this all American whiskey on this one, or is this?
No, it's all American.
Okay. Is
it?
All
Okay.
American.
So,
Yeah.
so this is all be bourbons and ryes.
Correct.
And so it's an infinity bottle.
Yeah, so
Just to be clear.
there's bourbons, there's ryes, there's weeded in there, there's all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff in there.
If it's
There's no scotches, there's none of that.
It's all American whiskey, and
Right.
so just to be clear when we.
So I'm just
promote
hoping
this,
that.
so.
And when are we doing this? Next week?
Next
Next
week.
week, yeah.
Okay.
And I would just like to say, you are known for your infinity bottles.
I am known for my.
Everybody loves
Well,
your
he has
infinity
to
bottles.
And
compete.
scotches.
He has to compete against me in the next round, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Ain't
You
nothing
want a
but
little
thing.
taste of what you're gonna? I got a little taste over there. If you want to try a little something, let me know
Oh, I
if it's
might
still
wanna do-
good.
I might want to do that right after the show, just to see what I'm up against here.
We
But-
gonna lay it down. Let's lay it
Oh,
down.
I know.
Just
I know.
kidding. So I
Anyway.
am known for infinity bottles.
You
that's
are.
for sure.
He is. I just have
I'll
to
take,
say.
I'll take infinity bottles to Cigar Lounge. You know, every Wednesday I go to the Cigar Lounge, and sometimes Up North goes with me, and one of my other buddies comes with me as well.
You got a
And,
whole entourage going there now. Come on.
I do have a whole entourage, but anyway, just something about my mother said to me, she goes, "Son, you are blessed with personality."
It's like flies
Yeah.
that attract to like shit. I'm
But
just
anyway,
kidding.
anyway, I'm sorry, I'm being an asshole. But anyway,
Me too.
But anyway, so I will sometimes if I'm running short of time, I'll just run downstairs and I'll put like 10 different things together, take it off. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Blah, blah. And I'll leave it in the bottle, in a bottle that's not even what it is. Like say Jim Beam or whatever, Gusto, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, "Oh my god, I've had this before, but it doesn't taste like this. Oh my god, it's fantastic." Blah blah blah. Listen, the problem I have after doing business at Royal Havana Cigars, and we sit down and we do our drinks and we talk about whatever. Okay, at the end of the day, that's the first bottle emptied on the table.
You're
Always
infinity.
my infinity.
Well, I have to tell the story. The first year we did this show with this group, we did a competition head up, and I'm very careful about. I only put in like it was American whiskey.
Are you trying to say you're anal?
Well,
No, go ahead, go ahead. Let
if
him
it's,
talk,
if
let him
it's
talk.
not
I'm
a
sorry,
good-
I had to throw
If
that
I don't
word
think
in.
the whiskey's good, I don't put it in the infinity bottle. I only put the best that I
Gotta throw it all
had.
in there, dog. You gotta throw
And
it all in there.
Greg, we did a competition, and Greg, we did a blind taste test, and Greg won. And then it wasn't until kind of in the middle of the competition, and we said that he won, and I was like, well, what were you putting in there? And he's like, oh, Scotch, American
Tequila.
whiskey, tequila,
Moonshine.
moonshine.
It's
I'm
like a hairy buffalo.
Holy hell, yeah, it was just like a hairy buffalo. I couldn't believe it. It was better. It tasted better than mine. I don't know, but anyway, we've evolved though. We're sticking to.
You have rules
Exactly.
now.
We have rules now. We have rules now.
It's
We have
either
rules.
American whiskeys or it's scotches, but anyway, we kind of.
I liked not to keep it going here, but
You're good.
what I liked is the hammer hang you guys do.
Yeah.
Okay, your group does.
Yeah.
Those are some great guys. Okay.
Yeah.
And me and you went right down Scotch Row.
Yeah.
Scotch Row, man. We went and we hooked that bottle up, and it worked out so well.
This year
Is your year?
is my year. I have the official high-low hammer hang.
Oh,
this
hey
year.
now.
Now, I already have
Mm-hmm.
a full Scotch hammer hang just from the previous several years. It's already full and waiting, but I'm not allowed to just use that. I have to start because it's, once one high-low ends, you start the hammer hang for that year. So,
Well, I'm thinking.
but anyway,
Between you and I, and we'll talk about that on a lighter note, maybe during the time off between holidays. So last year we brought a bunch of scotches in, and this year we're going to bring another bunch of scotches in. So we have to figure out what we're going to do. But last time you just happened to have an extra bottle. So I'm thinking that maybe we have that half extra bottle, so to say, and we just do our thing and let you and the boys do your thing.
I don't think anybody will object to me bringing an extra hammer hang
It'll be fun,
just for
you
the
guys.
hell of it.
and it was fun doing it. We had so
Yeah.
much fun doing
Bring
it.
in
we'll
Chris
definitely-
and-
we'll
Oh
definitely.
God, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
much fun.
anyway, that kind of gets us. We did next week's whiskey. already,
Yeah,
right?
that started
All right,
us
so we're
down the
good.
road of the.
I think it's time to close it out. Thanks for watching again. I'm sure everybody watching tonight's already subscribed, so we won't go into that. But tell your friends, get some other folks watching. It's those views that help us keep this thing going. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page if you haven't done that. So we'll leave you tonight with our final quote, and this one comes from Dave Barry, a humorous columnist, who said, "Not all chemicals are bad. For example, hydrogen and oxygen, without which there would be no water, an essential ingredient in whiskey." So,
All right.
This is very true.
All right, kids. Listen, thank you for watching tonight. It was a good time as well. I think the bottle was fantastic. I'm sorry about Jen that you didn't have that same experience, but it was very, very good. And but at the end of the day, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. God bless. Until then, we'll see you next week. I am your host, Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
All right, kids. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Till next week.
See
Bye-bye.
ya.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee.